Oh, hey, did you heard about that ESTG interview and dude just like walked off like what's wrong with these artists now, man? Like why would you just walk off on the interview?
Man, like before we even started this interview, I told you not to even ask me no questions like that. I just wanted to talk about the album. So, we just gonna end it like that then.
Wow.
Nah, I'm fucking with you, man. I'm fucking with you. I'm talking shit. I'm
You
bad.
said message. Uh so we got Phil the MC.
Yes, sir.
He up in the high seat. Welcome to Just Curious.
For sure.
Create this show. I've just always been a curious person. Just want to know more about the person and pick their brain, So welcome to Just Curious.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
No problem. I want to start with your name, Phil the MC. So what made you even come up with that name?
Uh, well, like before, like I was still playing around with names, something that really stuck, and I've just always been uh in love with like the essence of hip hop, like lyricism, and really, paying tribute to that. So I just came up with Phil the MC because the MC is like I feel like the rawest form of like hip hop. So I feel that's what my music and myself in general, I feel like that's what it embodies.
How do you feel about like the climate we in now? Because you don't really hear the word MC anymore.
Right.
It's just rap. Pretty much. Do you feel like the MC is appreciated in the climate of hip hop now?
Uh, I feel like I mean the industry today. I mean, everything is glorified, like the violence, black on black crime type shit. So, I mean, but still, I mean, it's still there. And I feel like it is like I feel like I kind of see a shift where you're seeing more the MC and the lyricists like kind of making a push. So it's still there and it's still an audience for it. But the industry is what it is, and the music is what it is at the forefront at this point.
Mm,
But it's still a lane. I mean, it's a lane for everything for real.
mm. I saw this video online and it said they're valuing popularity over talent.
True.
How do you feel about that? Like, cause I know back in the day, me and you, we both came up in the 2000s, and you had to know how to rap, like really know how to rap.
Yeah.
Like you can get signed off just your talent and
Right.
being able to rap. Now it's about followers, influencing things like that. How do you feel like that? Do you think that's hurting the game right now?
I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, it's a business. So, I mean, you can be as talented as you want to, but if you're not doing the numbers, then it really, honestly, it just doesn't matter. That's business. So, I mean, but it's a slippery slope, man, because it's like I feel like it's just always been like that. But I feel like if you can find like the balance of both, or somebody that is popular in some type of form or fashion, but then they actually can rap and they're actually talented, that's when you get the best. But I mean, these days, I mean, they're going with what makes money,
Mm,
and that's just what it is. That's the name of the game. It's business.
mm. I know, like as far as like when we was coming up, selling CDs out your trunk,
Hmm.
or even at the gas station, merch, it was like real big. And I seen a big push with like Houston when Texas rappers
Yeah.
like they music was getting like migrated up here
Yeah.
just off they hustle and grind out the trunk.
Hmm.
Like how can you like hustle in today's age when you don't people don't really listen to CDs and stuff like that no more. How you feel about that? You think it's good that you could just put the music online? How you feel about that?
I feel like the artists these days have it a lot easier than the artists back then, because like you said, like you really had to get it. You really had to like really put the groundwork in. Not saying now that they're not putting in the groundwork, but like you really had to get on the pavement and like go to these cities and really like meet people face to face. But now with like social media, like you can literally get the music directly to everybody right there on the spot, and you don't gotta go anywhere. So I mean, it's a good. I mean, it's good and bad. It's pros and cons. Me personally, I feel like you should still have like a good balance of both. I mean, because I feel like nothing is better than being able to touch the people and really, you know, just being able to touch the people and seeing these different communities and the people that's actually buying and actually getting the music. But at the same time, I mean, these days, I mean, like just thinking about like when we were growing up, like all our artists and everything, like we didn't know like the day to day and their, what was going on, like behind the scenes type shit. So like when you actually seen them in person, like it was like you seen like a superhero type shit. But now with the artists today, it's like so much access. You see them like it's like nothing. Like you almost like it almost feels like you know them at some point. So like I said, it's just pros and cons. But I mean, I feel like everything just needs like balance. Yeah.
I was watching Yo Gotti. He had an interview recently, and he was talking about the artists now. This generation, they want instant gratification.
Yeah.
So he said it was a time, I think he was trying to meet Baby, Cash Money Millionaires, and he said he had to wait 12 hours to meet him. He said that one of the artists that he was around, they was complaining because they had to wait 1 hour, and it was a photo shoot or something simple or whatever, and he just be laughing like they didn't understand what we had to go through. That time, hanging up stickers and posters, having to wait hours in line and whatever, and they just like, I'm lit. And he was still kind of popping at the time or whatever, but he still had to put that extra work in.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the grind, like as far as like back then and now? You think that kind of hurt, like, because they had to go through artist development back in the day?
Yeah, it's no, as far as artist development, it's none of that. Like you gotta come as a finished product for you to even to get signed. Like you gotta have the numbers and everything. But as far as just like the grind, like it's just different. It's just a different grind. Like within time, everything changes. Um, you know, like you said, like just like putting like the CDs, like you don't gotta do hand to hands. You could just put it. You get you a distro kit or a tune core, upload your shit, and have it goes instantly to everybody. And you can just send a link out and it's instantly there. So at a point, I would say like the artists now can be a little spoiled because they didn't really have to deal with everything on the back end that the older or other artists did in that era. So it probably won't be as appreciated much as it probably won't be as much appreciated because it wasn't you didn't have to sit outside of the record label for this executive, this music exec to come out so you can hand them your CD. Like you didn't have to do that. Like you can like it's just totally different. So I feel like a lot of the music now probably around these times is probably not as much as appreciated. But I don't want to sound like one of the old niggas that's hating because I'm not. I get it, but it is what it is.
Well, I'm hating. I feel like music is being weaponized now. In this day and age, it's like, and it's hurting the art of it. Even like music being so short, And that's what I can say about you. Like you actually got 4 minute songs, you
Yeah.
know, and I mean you got hook, bridge, 3 verses.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just a hook or just doing a freestyle and taking a word out of there and calling it a song.
Right.
Like I get it, you know, but you know I'd rather have Thanksgiving dinner than to have a TV dinner any day.
Quality over quantity.
Quality over quantity.
For sure.
And I watched that versus battle that the Locks versus Dipset.
Oh man.
And me and you, we both true Dipset fans. Like I first album I bought For Me to You.
Yeah.
Well, walked up there, you know, to go buy Jewel Santana album.
Mm-hmm.
They got crushed by the Locks,
That shit
man.
like would hurt my feelings though. I ain't gonna lie. That shit hurt my feelings. I'm like, damn. But I mean, the whole Locks, but just Jadakiss, man. Like, no, like that's a like Jadakiss, for instance. Like that's an MC. Like how he just took control of the crowd, was able to just like command the audience and just everything. Like that's like what a true MC is, and he like epitomizes that. So he just like, man, he was like fucking Kobe going for 81 that night, bro. So you just got to tip your hat to him. But yeah, the Dipset, man, they kind of let me down, but that's still one of my favorite groups.
Yeah, MC too. Like for those who don't know, master of ceremony. So
Right.
you a master of controlling that crowd, and it showed that hip hop isn't just about how cool you is, and you know, like you got to be ready. Like them dudes, like KRS-One, he was homeless, and he used to chew people's faces off. You know, he wanted it. Like dudes that they gotta get this deal to get so they can eat because they ain't got no food.
Yeah.
So when Jadakiss was up there, he had on just some Timbs, some shorts, and it was just literally bars, and he didn't give a damn about anything.
You would have thought like this nigga wasn't rich and already made it and everything, but that shit was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Shit was amazing for sure. Very inspirational.
And I feel like that should have been a sign to any artist, especially like the artists who think that you get on that big stage and you just gonna look cool. It ain't about that. It's about, I feel like talent gonna always shine.
Yeah.
Because if a guy really he care about his craft and he can really do that, like showed it, man. And like I said, I'm talking about, I am a huge Dipset fan, and I feel like it could have been a little closer if Cam would have quarterbacked it a little better. I think what he should have did, he should have had J.R. Ryder there, man. When Jadakiss got up there and did that freestyle, he should have put J.R. Ryder do that 400. Remember the 400 bars or whatever that Friday night?
A whole bunch of shit.
40 cal.
J.R. Ryder, man, that's one of the best rappers I ever heard, bro. Like bar for bar, like very slept on MC. But I don't really know what their situation is, but I know they don't really, for what I've known or what I've seen, like in interviews, they don't really fuck with each other after he went to jail.
Mm-hmm.
Probably even before that though, but hey, it is what it is.
Speaking of fuck with each other, Cam and Mace, they had like they discrepancies.
Man, they was beefing for like 20 years.
20 years they was beefing, and I feel like that is like one of the greatest things for them. They was like almost best friends growing up.
Oh, they was.
Went to the same high school and everything, and they just signed a $30 million deal. They put their differences to the side. They was able to sit down, you know, as men and not be so emotional. And now they working together.
It's great to see. Very great to see, man. And that show was fucking hilarious, man. Pause. That shit is fucking hilarious, man.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, shout out to Cam, shout out to Mace, man. I love to see just our people coming together and, you know, putting their pride to the side and just sitting down, like you said, just sitting down talking as men without no bloodshed. You know what I'm saying? And seeing the bigger picture and then going to get a bag. Because at the end of the day, man, that's all what it's about, man. Feeding your family, creating something for your future family, and that's it, man.
Mm-hmm. Um, I want to ask you, is it any like artists from Cleveland that inspired you growing up? Like,
Any artists from Cleveland that
yeah,
inspired me growing up?
yeah, like kind of inspired you from the city?
I would say I definitely had some. Just off the top of my head, for sure, Bone Thugs. That was a big influence. Something I never heard before. I never heard anything like that. Like they were like, I feel like they were one of the first uh, rap groups that really incorporated like singing and harmonization in their music. So that was dope. Somebody else I really looked up to was Chip the Ripper, or his name is King Chip now. Um, Very like braggadocious raps, like got bars. Somebody I really looked up to. Um, mm, I would say Ray Jr. He had a he definitely had a chokehold on the city with the club anthems. Um, I don't know if anybody else that I grew up to. I think that might be it. If I'm missing somebody, it is what it is.
Mhm. What about Ray Ward?
Oh man, Ray Ward, man, shout out to Ray Ward, man. Man, he definitely was a big influence, man. It was crazy. It's crazy because that was definitely somebody that did influence me. I'm glad that you brought that up because um, I feel like he was one of the artists that really like pushed me to like get my pen tighter. And I remember back in those days, like we was just rapping some super violent shit. And it's funny because at that time his name was Arsonist, and then my name was Assassin the Great. Terrible, fucking terrible name, but whatever. And I remember we used to. My mom had bought me a karaoke machine, and this was the time we was still living on Harvard. And I had a karaoke machine, and I used to live in the attic, the upstairs, and I had a karaoke machine, and we had a CD full of beats, and I would play the instrumental. I had a microphone, and then we would record on tape. So like we was literally like making like mixtapes. So yeah, man, shout out to Ray Ward, man. He really helped me hone my skills.
Mm.
Big influence for sure.
Mm. What about Cuddy? Like Cuddy, did you listen to
Uh,
Cuddy back when you first
I
came out?
really no. I'm gonna be honest. I really didn't listen to Cuddy, other than the day and night. I know that came out like when I was in college, but other than that, I never really been big on Cuddy like that. But
Maybe because he was like more like you said. We was in college then. The artists that you named, they was like we was
yeah, I remember like them in high school, like
yeah.
yeah. So like that was a different time. But I never really got into Cuddy like that. But he's a big fixture in the city. Shout out to him. But I just never really connected with me like that.
Um, one like I was talking to somebody. We was talking about identity. Like what's the identity here? So
Hmm.
Chicago had the drill music. Um, they was tipping on fofos in Texas. DC they got like go-go music. Cali they got their own style. We had a big. It was big here in the city. It was called cap rap
Yep.
when we was in high school. Um,
Corey motherfucking
yeah,
Bapes.
Corey Babes, Royalty Camp, um, yeah, even Ray Jr., Fat Al,
Yeah,
who got a
Corey was another inspiration for me growing up too, cause that was like
Corey Babes.
yeah, Corey Bapes for sure. Shout out to Corey Bapes. Like that was like just seeing somebody like that you're like really like in the vicinity of, like that you see all the time, to see like everybody just so enamored with this person off of his music, and it was like, man, like that's when I knew, like, man, this is something that I really want to do because, and I knew like it was like that was like the evidence of seeing him like blow up like that. That let me know that shit was possible. So that was definitely Corey Bates definitely was another big influence when I was coming up.
Mm.
The parties, everything, man. That shit was a time.
Mm. Yeah. Do, can you tell people more about Royalty Camp? They was like huge. Like
Royalty Camp.
Yeah.
Now Royalty Camp. I know that was let me make sure I got it right. That was Pooh Gutter.
RJ, you a fool for this one.
Yeah, RJ.
Yeah, RJ.
We ballin'. Yeah, we ball. Yeah, that was a hood classic.
Pooh Gutter was with them too, wasn't he?
That's what I was saying. I think it was Pooh Gutter, Fat Al, and then I don't know who else.
So it was for what I remember, they all was from like different hoods.
Okay. I thought they was all from EC.
They might have been, but I'm talking about just they was still like from different hoods.
Okay, gotcha.
Because you know here in Cleveland, a lot of people don't know. Like we'll have different hoods, and we'd be right next to each other.
Yeah.
Like we grew up on Harvard, so you got the deli, you got ABM, 131st, 123rd, 40th and Kinsman, and literally like 2-3 minutes apart from each other, and everybody be beefing. And we literally could borrow sugar from each other.
Yeah, it's just crazy, bro.
So Royalty Camp, when they came out, they was like that, and I feel like that's why they blew up because the music kind of helped, bring unity.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah. But shout out to Royalty Camp, Fat Al, Pooh Gutter, RJ.
Shout out to me.
Everybody from that era. Shout out to y'all.
Legendary shit.
How you feel about the music now, like in the city? Like, do you feel like it's do it have an identity? Do you think the music now is as big as it was when we was coming up, like Royalty Camp and them?
I feel like you have your big artists. That's coming out of the city these days, but it's just a different tone. Like I feel like the drill music is like a big thing. I feel like that's like damn near like the biggest genre right now in rap. But as far as Cleveland having an actual identity, I don't think that we do have one. I feel like we are kind of like just like a take, kind of like, no, put it politely, no, we don't have an identity, but we have I'll be honest, because I say within the last, I want to say like 3 or 4 years, I've been engineering, like, so I've been recording other, like, all artists around the city, and we have a lot of talent, I'll be honest, like, we have a lot of talent. There's a lot of talented artists in the city. It's a lot of trash shit too. But it's just, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is about Cleveland, man. It's just like, but I feel like everybody says that about their city too. Like they have the same situation where niggas don't fuck with each other and there's no unity and everybody hating on each other. Like, because we didn't have some of the biggest artists within the last couple of years that came out, but whether it's always some bullshit behind it, whether like nigga get signed, nigga go to jail, fuck up all his momentum, nigga get signed, then some unfortunate shit happen, niggas get killed, niggas get shot. So it's just like, man, like it's kind of to the point where like all of this shit is happening like constantly. Like anytime you look up, bro, you can see like another artist that's getting killed, and it's very alarming. But and then when we say like it's the music, people just still like got a lot of excuses and say, oh well, You know what I'm saying? It's not, but it is though. I mean, what other reasoning? Like coming up as kids, bro. Like you knew how influential the music was to us. Like we hung on every word our favorite rapper said. Did we go out and act out all of that shit? No. But I mean, you still had niggas that did. You still had niggas that did, and it's just all about that energy. Like you remember when we used to go to the tunnel, bro,
Mm-hmm.
and then they would fucking play Knuck If You Buck.
Mm-hmm.
You play Knuck If You Buck. What's the energy like? Like you don't even got a problem with a nigga, but they play that song and you gonna feel some type of way and you gonna wanna you wanna fight. You wanna knock a nigga lights out, like type of shit. And that's the power of the music, bro. Like this shit is just not it's just not a coincidence. Like, you know what I'm saying? So at some point we gotta take accountability. I don't know if I got off track, but I just had to say that.
No, I agree. You're definitely right. Because I feel like even in the as far as the industry, they try to cover it up by saying that it's art. That's not art. That because the artist should create whatever they want. Meek Mill just had a interview or a conference, and he said that the artists get paid more money to talk about that stuff and to promote that stuff.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Because I was just thinking about this the other day. No artist talks about love anymore. It ain't no singing in the music. Even the rappers merging with an R&B artist, they're like obsolete now. You know, I'm sure they still out there, but I'm talking about getting mass promoted or whatever. Everything is so demonic. Like it's about murder, 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 kill, 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 and or sex, sex, sex. Like that's what.
Man, that's just not a coincidence, bro. And at some point we're gonna have to take accountability. And with our children, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I mean, what do you need to happen to see what's going on? I mean, I don't know. I don't know. It's fucked up.
Okay, so I want to go into the biggest news that we have of all is you got a project coming out and better late than never.
Yes, sir.
Before Better Late Than Never, you dropped a project called The Best Kept Secret.
Mm-hmm.
And then right after that, you had a project, Lyrical Distancing.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like during the pandemic,
Yeah.
you know, which was brilliant. It was a brilliant piece of work. And then you also dropped a couple singles. You had Freeze and you did the Bill Cosby song too. So now you have Better Late Than Never. I seen the cover art and it's a picture with you and your daughter.
Yep.
And you back in your neighborhood that you grew up, you know, where it all started on Harvard.
Yep.
What made you choose that cover art?
I don't want it to sound cliche, but I really just wanted to take it back to the essence, and I wanted to like get back to the basics, like and then I feel like having my daughter, like it was life changing, and it was like she's like my biggest influence, my biggest inspiration, and with that, I just wanted to incorporate her in my album, and I wanted to like I wanted everything to like be full circle, and I wanted to take her back to my childhood where I grew up, and just be in that moment, bro, cause like there's so many so many moments that we had in that house and just in that neighborhood, like, I really ain't gotta say much to you, so you already know, like, the ups, the downs, the goods, the bads, and just that album cover, it like really meant a lot that I was able to do that, and I just wanted to incorporate my daughter, and so like we can go back like 20 years later, and she can look at the pictures and see everything. So it just was a special moment that I just wanted to share with her.
That's dope. What made you choose the title "Better Late Than Never"?
Well, the title really came from, if I'm being honest, like bro, I'm probably like one of the biggest procrastinators. Like I actually had a project that I was going to drop called the procrastination, and I never came out with that shit. I procrastinated on that shit. so, 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 man, it was just like a coming, it was like a coming to Jesus moment, bro, where I'm just like, man, I'm really gonna put my mind to this, and I'm gonna put out this project, and I just was going back and forth with one of my producers about like just we were just talking life, and and then it just came up in a conversation, and I'm just like, bro, that's it. I mean, that I feel like this embodies it embodies everything how I've been feeling, because it was this album was a 3 year process, and I can remember uh, just like talking to you and other people like, yeah, I'm working on my album, it's about to drop, and it's like, man, you've been saying it, but we still waiting. So it was just like I finally got it done. I'm finally making the progress, and when I finally had everything in order, it was just like a weight, like like just like was lifted off of my shoulders, and it was just like something where I just wanted to show, like, no matter where you are in life, what age, always do what you love. And I'd rather just, still say I did my album, I put it out. It was better late than never.
Mm. You know, an artist that you remind me of, and uh, and I think you could agree, but the climate that he in right now, I feel like he could definitely motivate you the way he working.
Mm-hmm.
Nas. When Nas first came out, they said Nas was a huge procrastinator.
Yeah.
But his talent is like on a whole another stratosphere.
Mm-hmm.
But actually, it would take him 3-4 years to like make albums.
Mm-hmm.
Nas done made like 6 albums in the last like what couple
Man,
of years.
bro, he's on a run, crazy run right now, bro. Like I ain't never seen no shit like that before. Like he like another like that, and that's my favorite artist. And to see like what he's already done and accomplished, and then he got with Hit Boy, and something just clicked, and he been going crazy. Like he started in 2020, so within 3 years he's put out five
Yeah, like
albums,
six,
five or
maybe
six,
six.
and them bitches is fire,
All
bro.
of them.
And that's the thing, bro. It was just like I had like I've gone so like I've gone back and forth with this music shit so much. Like I've gone through every emotion possible you could think of, from doubting myself to ready to just say fuck it, I'm done. Uh, to depression, to doing doing a thousand songs or whatever, and never dropping none of that shit, still questioning, thinking I'm the best nigga alive, to just like ready to throw in the towel. So it was just like it was just like fuck it. It was literally just like fuck it, bro. Like I know what I'm capable of. I may not be the most popular. I may not have all the followers on Instagram or social media, but when it come to this rap shit, I'm that nigga, bro. Flat out, I'm that nigga. And this album is just the beginning, bro. Like Better Late Than Never is a reset for me, and this is probably like the most vulnerable I've ever been on an album. Like everything, bro, from the production to the subject matter to everything. Like, man, this shit is serious. So from here going forward, man, it's just like it's up, and I really feel like this shit is gonna be life changing. Like that's just what it is.
Mm. One thing I can say, like, even though you do procrastinate, your work, like your body of work, is amazing. Cause I know you real meticulous and you just like kind of like you got a like OCD when it come to your music and stuff like that.
For sure.
But everything you put out, it was quality. Like it's quality. You
Yeah.
know, even the best kept secret, lyrical distancing. Like you really take your time. But one thing that I would say from listening to this project and your other projects is, I feel like you figured it out.
Mm-hmm.
Because the other, like when you did the best kept secret, everything was dope, but it was kind of like you got fried chicken, you got steak, you got Mexican food. It's like you had all these different. They all good,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not that Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah.
So this project, when I listened to it like 30 times, I said, okay, he's actually talking about his life, like you said, being vulnerable, and it's almost like you talking to you preaching to who coming up. You know what I'm saying, to the youth.
Yeah.
It was a lot of like you talking about love, you giving out game, you telling people like you don't got to worry about what they doing, worry about what you got going on.
Yeah.
So I can respect that you actually you giving. I feel like that's what the game is missing, is game and guidance.
Yeah.
You know, it's no love. Everything is about, like I said, murder and violence and all of that, and it's a blend of this everything. So this is a really good project. When I listened to it at the your listening party, I couldn't really listen to it because there was so much going on.
Yeah.
The vibe was good, everything sounded good.
Mm-hmm.
But once I got in the car and I start breaking stuff down, seeing what you actually talking about, I'm like, oh yeah, he on to something.
Yeah.
So what I'm gonna do is normally I do this thing where I'll throw a word out
Okay.
and you just like in a minute you just explain what it is.
Okay.
But in this particular time, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna throw a song out.
Mm-hmm.
I pick like my top 10 songs on the project,
Okay.
and I want you to give me a minute or two about each song.
Okay.
The first one I'm gonna start with is BLTN.
So that's the title track of the album, Better Late Than Never. And with that, man, I was just going through a lot, man, and I just put it all in the music. Working my job, not being the happiest, dealing with depression, and just venting, like pretty much just like letting it all out. And I feel like I culminated everything that I needed to say on that track.
Yeah, that was dope. Like just the start of the feel, the vibe, you know.
And you know what? I didn't mean to cut you off, but you know what I really liked about that song, about that vibe? Like you said, like we were like so big on Dipset. When I first heard that beat, it just gave me Dipset vibes, bro. And I'm just like, bro, I like Money produced that beat. I'm just like, bro, I need that. And it just flowed, bro. Like I just went in the booth. I record everything myself. I just went and everything just came out, bro. Like I'm just like, man, this is fucking amazing.
To hit you with the Nori, he just kind of glossed over that. He said he recorded himself. No, he record, make beats, like he do it.
Yeah, really, man, I don't mean to toot my own horn.
I know you ain't bragging, but Phil really is really like a music wizard. Like even instruments, they play a little piano, all that.
Yeah.
Like, and even if you don't play it, like you got an ear where you will put another instrument in there to play the bass or something like that. That's like a true. It's a music savant.
No, for sure, I appreciate it.
September 6th.
September 6th is a song about my daughter, dedicated to my daughter. She was born on September 6th. So I just, was speaking to her on that song. It was a very special song. Like she was born on the 6th of September last year. He's gonna be 1 next month. And I just remember when she was born, like that shit was so crazy to me, and I just instantly like was inspired, and I think I recorded that like probably like 2 days later, and like I said in the beginning of the song, like steady scrolling, and I found the beat on YouTube. That's literally what happened. Like I was just like, man, I'm inspired. I ain't really have like my equipment with me or whatever. And I don't really fuck with YouTube beats, but I'm just like, man, let me just see if I find anything. And then I just came across that beat and it just came out like another time. Like I just found it, it just came out and it just fit. It embodied everything that I wanted to say, and it was just like another like what's the word I'm looking for? It was just like another just like another relief, like a breath of fresh air, just like getting stuff off my chest that I had to say, and letting her know that I love her.
That was dope too, cause you had like when she was born, I heard the sound from when she came out and she was crying and all of
Yeah, you
that.
can't give everything away.
It don't matter when it come out.
But
You
no,
gonna hear all
but
that.
no, yeah, but yeah, man, I had as an artist, man, you just got to take advantage of those moments. So that's the on the skit, yeah, that's really like the actual when she was being born. So very, very, very special moment, and I was thirsty to cap it. I ain't gonna lie.
That was dope. Regardless.
So regardless is featuring Connie's son, one of the best artists, not just out of Cleveland, just one of the best artists, period, that I've ever heard. Uh, and I'm just on there talking shit, man. I'm the hardest regardless.
Yeah.
And, having a bar fight. Connie's son tried to kill me on my own track, but it's cool.
That was dope too, cause like even with the hook, like it was saying like you the hardest regardless. But then you got both of y'all, and this is a crazy story too. With Connie's son, I had let somebody hear one of your songs one time. This was like maybe 2-3 years ago, and he was like, "Man, I know this artist that's better than him." I'm like, "Who was that?" He said, "Connie's son," but I never knew who Connie's son was. I didn't know him at the time. It might have been like 4 or 5 years ago, and I laughed, and then now y'all doing a song together, and y'all literally going at each other. So that it's crazy how that works.
Damn, bro, man, Connie's son is it's crazy because back when I was a teacher's aide, I used to look over his son. Like I was one of his son's teachers, so I used to see him coming and pick his son up all the time. But I didn't know of him. But I heard the name, but I didn't know. And then I remember we did where were we at? What was that festival? We was at the
Glenville Fest.
Yeah, we was at the Glenville Festival. And I performed, and when I came off stage, it was him. And I'm like, damn, that's crazy. Like he just, we embraced and we talked, and then just from there, man, we just had a great relationship, and that's somebody that I hold dearly. Like he's a solid person.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to Connie's son. Connie's son, dope.
Yeah, shout out to Connie's son.
Mm-hmm. Right away, I put a star by this because that's a song I really liked on the project, and it was catchy, so I could see a lot of people really liking that song, just from my perspective.
Yeah.
So I want you to give me your perspective.
So yeah, Right Away, that's definitely one of my favorite songs. I feel like it's like very different. And it's just talking about, where is the love? Because I need it right away. Living in the city of Cleveland, I got to keep a gun because I don't want to die today. So it's just like, and then, you have, like, you just have these moments where you just gotta like you gotta move. Like we're from Cleveland, bro. Like so you gotta move carefully around the city. So you don't know, you never know, and that's basically what the song was talking about.
Mm. Yeah, that was yeah, I really like that song. Um, and too, like I had listened to it in the studio, but in the car, I'm like, man, just the production, everything is just like phenomenal. It's just
Money.
it puts you in that
Shout out to Money.
He did that one too.
Yes.
Wow. Shout out to all the producers that
So majority of the album was produced by Money, me and Money, and then I got two songs on there with Charlie Wise, and then the one September 6th is produced by Lucas Quinn.
Mm.
But majority of the album is me and Money.
Yeah, that dude Money got like them beats he got. I was ready to
one of the best producers, not in just in Cleveland, in the fucking world. And yeah, I'm about to make sure I change his life.
Mm. Now or Never.
Now or Never. Well, the song I think you're talking about, Dead to Me.
Oh, Dead to Me, okay.
Yeah, Dead to Me.
I think that's how the hook went like that. Or
yeah.
See, I'm doing what the rappers do now. That
yeah.
rap. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, when I sent it to you, it said that, but it's Dead to Me.
Okay.
So yeah, Dead to Me is basically just like, you know, just getting rid of all the people with the negative energy, and just like trying to have peace, bro. Because it's like, you know, even though you alive, just know you dead to me. Like, you know, I done had situations where some of the closest people, it just flat out just did some foul shit, and it's just, you know, you gotta let it go.
Mm.
It ain't gotta be no issue. It don't gotta be no beef. We ain't gotta, you know, kill each other or whatever. But it's just like, you know, I'm good.
Mm.
And I feel like a lot of people can relate to that. We all had people that we hold close to our heart or dear to, and then, you know, they do some weak ass shit, and, you know, you just gotta move on.
Mm. We'll do a couple more Saint and Sinners.
Saint and Sinners. So Saint and Sinners is featuring LV, another Bar War, and that was produced by Money as well. And we just on there like going crazy for real. So shout out to LV, one of the dopest artists out of the city. Great, not even just rapper, but, you know, he does paintings, tattoos. So y'all ever need tattoos or, you know, any art, I like my nigga LV, man. But yeah, we went crazy on that motherfucker. That's one of my favorite ones. And the beat is very like up tempo, kind of like different from what I usually do.
One thing about the project that I can appreciate is they definitely gonna get storytelling, bars, metaphors, but you also you were vulnerable in the project.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna put two songs that stood out to me. That were you talking about love, and you talking about just your experiences when it comes to like your relationships. You never really did that in your project or your songs.
Right.
So you got a song called Here We Go, and then it was another one called Consequences.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was dope because I feel like a lot of people went through them type of situations.
Yeah.
What was your thought process in creating those two?
Man, it was rough, bro. Very uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable. It's not like I said, like I was very this is the most vulnerable that I ever have been on a project. But it was very uncomfortable. It's something that I really didn't want to do, but it was necessary. And, you know, just from and it came from a real place. And it's just something, you know, I feel like as an artist, and if I want to be the artist that I say that I want to be, that I know I am, I have to have those vulnerable moments. I have to be honest, and I have to put this content out and these songs out so people can understand, and I could just be some type of guide or some type of help. Like you not these type of situations happen all the time, unfortunately. But I mean that's a part of life, and it builds. With those situations with your significant other, like how are you going to how are you going to come out of that? So I just want to, at this point, I just want to be a voice for anybody that and just help somebody, help whoever who could relate to it. And that's just kind of pretty much where I was at. It was hard though. I'm not gonna lie, that shit was hard.
Yeah, it was I think it was Smokey Robinson. Um, they was like somebody said he's not gonna be the greatest writer of all time until he live life. And when artists when they go through situations in their life, um, whether it's bad, good, or ugly, that's when they pen is just at an all time high.
Mm-hmm.
So you gotta experience life, and like we was talking about earlier, music is art. I'm talking about music, not no stuff you just throw together. So I can feel it, within the words, you saying that. So I appreciate it. I know a lot of people gonna appreciate these songs.
Yeah.
The last one I'm gonna throw out is my favorite song on the project, personally. I like that other song you got with Moan too. That was dope. You got a song with Moan, and I think you redid the. It was that beat. I think Nas had a song.
Yeah, that was a dead to me.
Yeah, that song was hard.
Mm-hmm.
But the one that I like the most is My Opinion.
My Opinion. Okay.
Yeah, that was my favorite song.
Okay.
I've been listening to it every day. Like just, I even let a random person listen to it today.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, man, I know this guy. He's on the same level as Jay-Z and Nas. And he was like, dude, no, he not. I said, I will pay whatever you about to make at your job. I'll put my money in. I will pay for your day if you could tell me he not. So I let him listen to it, and he was quiet. And he was like, yeah, that's good.
That's dope.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to him, man.
And he rapped too, and dude is nice. Like he really nice. I was like, ooh, okay. So he got a pen, so he appreciated your work. But yeah, my opinion, that right there is dope. I feel like if don't nobody know you as far as music wise, and they listen to that song, they gonna get everything like in one.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Just another vulnerable moment, bro. Like you said, like just living life with these different experiences, it really guided me a lot through this album because it's so many issues that we have to address, and that's just what that was, man. Because 2020 was a crazy year, bro, and people literally their livelihoods were on the line for this, and it's unfortunate, because it's just like you gotta they were mandating vaccines and all kind of stuff just so you can keep a job, and then in hindsight 2-3 years later it's not even talked about like that anymore. So like what was all of that for? Like these are the questions that we need to be asking. I mean, if you got the vaccine, that's fine, and it's nothing wrong with that. But for it to be like for you to have to be pressurized and like basically like your livelihood is on the line for that, I don't fuck with that. I don't think that's right. And that was just another topic that I touched on that. and you know, just gotta get like you just gotta give them the real, man. We gotta have these conversations. And you can't be afraid of the backlash or the perception or whatever it may be, because even with that song, my opinion, that's gonna cause a conversation, and and it's needed. So yeah, that's what that was.
And I feel like music right now they try to make it young, like they want to kind of keep it young, and I don't think it's necessarily for the quality of music. I
Yeah,
think it's because they don't want these type of messages out.
yeah, exactly.
So, and I feel like, and not to say because there's some younger guys who are very conscious,
Yeah,
consciously aware. So when they think of a conscious rapper, people think conscious is just being able to rap. Like no, conscious is a song like Change that Tupac made, or Dear Mama, or Jadakiss made a song called Why. Um, um, that's conscious. So you're consciously aware of what's going on.
hmm
So if you if you're doing drugs, your frequency may not be there because you not thinking about that type of stuff. So that's something I feel like people will be able to. Um, it's gonna feed their soul,
yeah,
and that's something I feel like that's missing in music right now is soul. It ain't no soul in music. Nobody talk about love. Like everybody gotta be so tough. Like you can't smile. Like
yeah. Everybody's tough. Everybody's tough, man. That shit is insane, man. Even I got some of the most street nigga friends that you could think of, bro. Them niggas are not tough 24 hours a day. Like them niggas joke, laugh. They love, you know what I'm saying? They love, they got emotions, like, but it's just like this thing where everybody's just seems like they feel like they gotta prove that they so tough. Like, bro, where's the females at, bro? Like, y'all niggas need to just gotta tighten up, man, because all that tough shit, man, it's not really gonna get you nowhere. You need to get you some money, you know what I'm saying, and take care of your family, bro. But I mean, it is what it is. Like it's, I feel like at this point, it's like to a point of no return. I mean, because it's just been embedded. It's just been embedded so deeply within our culture that um, anybody that tries to do anything different, or you know, I mean, it's gonna be. It might last for a while, but you know, it's gonna be right back to the schedule, to regularly scheduled programming, bro. So you know, it's unfortunate, but like real shit. Like our youth is at risk, bro. And you know, hopefully hopefully I could be a voice where you know I can make some type of change. You know, cause I want, like I said, it was another song. Like man, you ain't gotta be the toughest nigga. You ain't got you
is
don't
that
for what?
backward? Is that backwards? Was
Yeah,
that?
yep, yeah. That was produced by Charlie Wise. It
Yeah,
was like you know, you don't gotta be the toughest nigga, man. You just gotta know how to move, bro. Like, you ain't gotta always show your cards, bro. Like, you don't have to. There's no point. Like, now, one thing, like, if it's defending yourself and whatever, like, all right, bet. But just like going out here and just doing shit just to do shit, you know, you fucking up. You don't even realize, like, you fucking up your family's legacy, or as far as like your kids, like so it's just like man, it's a never ending cycle, and we need to do something. Something needs to happen, and you know why not start with me?
Mm. Um, I want you to lead the people, just or to because I feel like with this project, you really spoke to the youth, and almost like that 15-year-old kid, they, and also I would say the women as well. Um, what is some advice that you would give like that 15-year-old, you, and you, what's some advice you would give to yourself?
Man, I mean, I would say, young guy, young fella, it's much more to life than you know it. It's a big world out here, man. It's more than it's more to life than just that street sign. It's much more to life than, you know what I'm saying, doing all of this dumb shit. It's just more out there, bro. Like in the city of Cleveland, or just not any city, any hood, bro. Like it's more to. It's like a huge world out there. It's so many different things, so many different avenues. It's just you gotta open your mind and not be so closed minded to all this bullshit that is around you. Because cliche, it's gonna end up in two different ways. You're gonna be dead and in jail. And you know, that's just the unfortunate truth. And you know, shit is not easy. I've been there. You know, we was raised on Harvard, so you already know what it looked like. You already know what that shit come with. So it's just like, but there's always an alternative. Like, look at me. You know what I'm saying? It's other ways to express yourself, or you know, get out your frustrations, or however. But just know, like, you making these decisions in that split second that'll change you and your family's life forever. So, you know, choose wisely.
There you have it. And before we end, what's your favorite song on the project? Like, what's the song you
I'll probably say my favorite song is September 6th,
like?
just because it's just a special moment. It embodies everything that I wanted to say to my daughter. And yeah, man, September 6th. I just, you know, those songs, it's certain songs like when you go back and listen to, and it just give you like that feeling, like where you were at, like when you were like, like doing the song, or and it just gives you the chills. So like that's the one that really hits home for me. And yeah, shout out to baby girl, man.
And that's dope too. Like, you know, for you to even say that, like, you know, fathers matter. Shout out to the dads.
Shout out to the
How
dad.
was your first Father's Day, man?
Man, it was great.
You got your coffee mug?
Yeah, yeah, I did. Yeah, it was straight. I got me some socks. I got me some drawers. I got me a coffee mug. And let me see. I got like a gift card out to eat somewhere. So I'm happy, man. Just keep the socks coming. Nigga need them socks. You know what I'm saying? Nike socks, preferably. But just keep them coming. And you know, I like it. You know, the drawers Calvin Klein. You know what I'm saying? So we good.
There you have it. Phil the MC.
Yeah, better late than never coming September 1st. No, September 1st. Yep.
Yep. A lot of time they see this, it's on all platforms. So Apple Music, Spotify, we got it on YouTube,
All that shit, man.
everything.
It's gonna be on everywhere, man. Yeah. I know I look good on this motherfucker too.
Now you can really walk off.
Oh, I can really walk off now? Alright, cool, man.
Don't take the camera or none of that.
Goddamn chair, man. Goddamn. Motherfucking back. That's it.